Alright, so this is going to be a kind of a quickie about Elena Normals. And just some background, Clams is primarily a Guilty Gear player, but is starting to learn Third Strike. Obviously, this button is important because it goes into Super. Alright, so the main thing about Elena is that her best button, crouching forward, or rather crouching medium punch, is this right here, and it can be parried high or low, so go ahead and keep pressing it. When I land. Alright, when I land. There we go. So for high or low is why this button kind of sucks. But it is her best crouching normal that can cancel into her specials. Then you have this one, which can also cancel, I believe. Yeah. Which is close medium. And that's 2 hits. So, off the bat, your main priority is her medium punch.
Medium punch!
So that's her main off the bat normal that you want to get familiar with. Now, as learning Elena, what is your next question, or what is the next normal, or what is your question about a normal?
I would say, what normals do you want to use to control what space?
Right. So this is your base. This is your ground base line, right?
Mm-hmm.
So after this, you base every other normal off of.
Okay, so this is the range you want to be at, pretty much, just
correct.
Hanging out around medium kick range.
Correct. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And this is where you're going to be aware that, of course, this is going to be parried high or low. So at this range, this is where you employ other Elena stuff. So then you can, let's focus on roundhouse now.
Okay.
So after a down medium punch, go ahead and stand still. You see how I'm at that range?
Right.
And Elena moves weird, so sometimes she walks in and out of range, but you can...
Yeah, I can kind of see where... Yeah.
Okay, so neutral roundhouse. See how it's virtually almost as close, and it moves you forward. So it brings you forward. A whiffed roundhouse brings you right into car throw range.
Oh, okay.
So there's a lot of flow to this. So after this, that neutral roundhouse, if they even fidget a little bit or anything like that, they'll get tagged by your heel.
Okay.
Okay, and then again after that range, then you have the back. So if you think they're going to pursue you after this, then you have back roundhouse. So just after roundhouse, I'm sorry, just after down medium punch, and you go to roundhouse, you already have 3 options.
Right. That makes... Okay, so you're moving forward, potentially moving backwards, kind of...
Or rather, I'm sorry, the forward roundhouse and the neutral roundhouse are pretty much the same thing. I don't even know if the variation changes. It's just neutral roundhouse and back roundhouse.
Okay.
Right?
Right.
So you have 2 options.
Alright, perfect. So, medium kick range. That one, kind of counter pokey, kind of daring people to do stuff, moves you out of range.
Right.
Kind of another counter poke option, kind of just really controls space.
To break it down as quick as possible, or as layman's term as possible, is back roundhouse is when you are counter poking or you're feeling pressure.
Okay.
Okay.
To create a little bit of space, kind of just okay.
Right. Like this is your safe counter poke pressure, anti-pressure move. If you think they're going to do something that's not insane, like poke or something, and your neutral roundhouse is, keep the status of your progress in your position.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's you.
I lost? Holy shit. Okay, so now we know after that down medium punch, if we think it through our brains, we have the option to do roundhouse, right? So that's a flow or a path you can take. So after this range, and again we're just basing it off of this, you have then Kara throw. So her Kara throw is this one, which is forward and kick. And if you do it right, it's long. People can do better than me, but you get some good distance out of it. So again, after this, again, you only have to walk a little bit. They only have to have a little hesitation on their end for you to get into car throw range and throw them.
Okay. And her throw seems fast.
It's fast and it's long. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's fast and it's long. Yeah. I don't know like the frames and all that, but damn, it looks fast, right? So,
yeah. Anyway. I think it's just the animation, just kind of funky.
But yeah, so it only takes a blink of an eye for you to get into car throw range. So after that, don't kill me.
Sorry.
After that, if you move into car throw range and you want to mix it up, okay, so the path again is this. So that's the startup of a jab or a throw or something like that. So we'll kind of show you real quick. So block, just down back.
Okay.
So if you're playing that game and you do have that slight hesitation from that person, your mix-up or so you don't have to go for a throw immediately every time is that or just so standing, you can do this crouching light or standing light. Now again, standing is better as far as quickness and all that, but it can be parried high and low.
Okay.
And this pushes you, it looks like a little further, but either way, this can only be parried low, and that's low short.
Okay, so boom, hat.
Yep. So on the very base level, working around crouching medium punch, just you can start to formulate, okay, I should really only start to focus on two options, and once I kind of nail those down, then I can branch out. So your two options are roundhouse, familiarity, and basically Kara throw of some sort.
Okay. This is that range.
Yeah, this is the range.
Not around here.
Now, obviously, some characters are going to outrange you, but not a lot of them in that area. So that's when Elena has to get creative.
Gotcha.
I have to hurt you. There we go. So, and then we're going to just kind of finish up. There's obviously a lot of more nuances into the ranges and such, but we're going to finish up on a little bit here. So at this range, then you have Elena's other options that her uniqueness comes into play. So all her weird overheads, which is forward medium punch. Riker boy riot.
Quick
or
question.
Forward medium kick. Yep.
Sorry. Down medium punch. Is that low or is that? Oh no, because you can parry it.
You can
forward,
parry it
so
high or low.
It's mid. You can stand block it.
Like here.
Okay.
Yeah. High or low can be parried, so it can be blocked pretty much high or low, right?
Okay.
So anyway, at that range, again, slight movements are going to give you big impact on some of your moves, right? So from this area, you still have that.
Oh, and that
which are
moves you
two
forward.
overheads, and that's her Kara throw, right?
Oh,
so
okay.
You're literally one little input away from doing your weird overhead at that range, or Kara throwing them.
Got you. And if they're looking for that overhead, that's the you kind of know you can catch throws.
Right. Alright, so what I was talking about with the last kind of simple layer that you can add is, like I said, after this range, you have your overheads, your universal overhead, which now, even though this is whiffs, and if you kind of want to do a semi-safe advancement, because you think they're going to go low, or parry low, or something like that, you might not really get a lot of reward, but it might get you great position.
That makes sense, using the universal
overhead.
overhead to like gain space and pop over lows. Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah. So now, obviously, it can be easily parried. It can be tagged. They can wait and punish the end of it, but that can be part of your rotation, obviously.
Right. Anything to overload the stack, quote unquote.
Exactly. So at this range, the other important thing, and this is universal in fighting games, is neutral jump. Jump in general in fighting games is great, but in Third Strike it's even better because you have that universal option, which is obviously parry. So your neutral jump, between the other thing that's universal in fighting games is neutral jump, and using, I'm not going to go into her double hits and double blah 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 in the air, but just to add in your additional last little bit of layer, neutral jump, roundhouse, fierce even, all of her neutral jumps except for like basically these two, mediums and fierce. Light kick can do range. You can do a slight air tick into throw or something, but
I'm just used to the light kicks being the that leggy, not that leggy.
Yeah. But either way, the neutral jump is important to add into your game. Why? Because number one, she has a neutral jump 2 hit, which is a very annoying. And at that range, if that hits, you can go into throw. Just start this process again, right?
Okay.
But anyway, you alternate between roundhouse, let's just say for example, and neutral jump parry. And within this range, why this is important is because you also get access to, and this is just looking at her kit. We're not going to go into like, oh, that could be parry bait, or an advanced player could red parry this, you know.
Right.
At this range, then you start to get access to stuff like this, right? So, is he going to jump? Is he going to do this bullshit? Is he going to breakdance on me? Like, what's the deal, right?
Right.
So, like you just said, overloading the mental stack and just understanding your ranges and being familiar as you possibly can with those normals.
Okay.
Look, man, you started with an E. No, you started with an F, and now you're getting an E. So,
Yo! We're moving forward. Moving on up.
So that is the very, few layers and, I guess, paths to build on as like a base for Elena. And then you can get more nuance with those. And when you get more nuance with those, you can more easily implement other buttons into her game, right?
Okay.
Get better with her anti-airs and such. But, funnily enough, if that's a word, that neutral jump, timed correctly, can be an anti-air.
Oh, that makes sense.
Into your flow, you can work a jump parry at the peak of your jump, press a roundhouse, or wait, because you're getting used to it, you're getting used to your flow, you're going to have more time to react, or wait and parry on the way down, right?
Okay.
So, that whole mastering this area makes Elena very formidable.
Absolutely. She has that mid-range control that kind of seems annoying.
It's very annoying, yes. You're going to play Shoto characters that are going to handle this a little better, but then you're going to play characters like Alex or other characters that are going to struggle really hard. Okay. Now, she does take a big damage, and she obviously has juggle issues. But, yeah. Cool. So, any other things? Oh, last thing. You got to remember the slide, right?
Oh,
so,
yeah.
just outside this range, if you're looking for your knockdown because you're getting out poked, you see them standing, you want to slide.
That makes sense. I gotta remember this.
Just so sorry, just inside. It should be just outside here, right? Yeah. And again, this is not safe. Max distance can be safe, depending on some characters.
Right.
Reversal speed and stuff. But
Okay.
yeah. But yeah, that's it. The other important part is our taunt.
Oh, I did not realize. Yo.
But yeah,
Does that hit low?
let's try. Do it. Alright, so you always pick super number 2. We're not going to even talk about healing until you really want to be a scumbag.
It was soon enough.
Yeah. But anyway, let's talk about one of the harder, instances for Elena's normals, right? So, just do neutral roundhouse. That's a good button of hers, right?
Yeah.
Okay, keep pressing it. So, obviously you can see the space that is being filled by these two, right?
Okay.
So luckily enough, her hitbox on her heel is good enough to where if the Ken player isn't really good about it, he can get tagged. Right? So just keep mashing it. So sometimes they fit so well that they even whiff.
Oh,
You know what I mean? You see that? So, but this is one of the characters that if the Ken player is good, he has good walk speed also. Hey! He has good walk speed also. See, walk with Ken. You see how they're pretty comparable?
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to be able to play footsies really well, and then he also has a really good normal to beat you on top of that. Okay? So how you have to combat that is when you normally do your standing roundhouse, and he's going to try to fish and either counter poke it or beat it like this, you want to walk back slightly and do crouching medium punch, right? So walk into the range of your roundhouse, and then back up, and then do crouching medium punch.
Okay. So I would normally hit it here.
And then you would walk back, and then typically that was a perfect time over. Right there is where the Ken player would typically, you can
so
go.
You're hanging out around here.
So walk a little closer. Okay. And then right here is whoever the Ken player is, their fucking pants would be on fire because they're like, I'm gonna get Kara throwed, or they're gonna be wanting to put a move in, right?
Absolutely.
So you're gonna literally, right there would be either your back roundhouse,
Wow.
or
to catch and then
or walk back. Now on walk back is your reactionary down medium punch. So you walk back, and I either do that. No, you react to this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you walk back and just down back into that position for half a second, and then you wait for that, right? You wait for that, or you wait for this. So when remember to down back all the way. When you walk back, you'll either block something,
Right.
or it will whiff and you're counter poking, right?
Right.
You can mix up a walk back down parry.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Right? And that will be mixed into your down medium punch and your back roundhouse.
Okay,
right?
so in this range, where I'm looking to play footsies with that crouch medium punch kind of roundhouse game, get her stuff going, Ken is looking for that crouch medium kick, that crouch medium punch. Crouch medium punch is kind of the counter poke to a lot of my stuff, it seems. Or at least my medium punch. It seemed like if timed right, it would beat it.
It's kind of like a frame trap and a counter poke kind of thing, yeah. So, to put it oddly, but the thing with that is so that's right. Ken's kind of base level, right? But he's gonna start doing the same thing with this button.
Ah, okay.
Okay, so this button, can you kind of imagine what the concept is there?
Yep.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, you're playing footsies, getting them used to the crouch medium kick range, and then suddenly they're hitting buttons to do that, and they get slapped with roundhouse.
So just hold down. That does fat damage.
Jeez.
Like
Okay.
it's deceiving.
Yeah.
Right. It's just a roundhouse, a standing roundhouse, but it does good damage.
Absolutely.
And then yeah. So anyway, so the only thing now, let's just put a little spice in it, just so you. So let's say you get used to that flow where you do that little, almost like a shimmy, and then walk back down, right? So do that. And then right there, right? You're right there. So you know that you can brain dead just hold back down, and pretty much nothing I can hit you with, you'll take damage with, because you're down back. I don't have any range here to hit you with something.
Right.
This is where Elena's problems come into play, where because of her hitbox, he can do that.
Oh.
And a lot of good Ken players can easily do that. A lot of so universal overheads on Elena into supers and etc. are very comboable. So you need to be cognizant of that. Yeah, she's a thick girl, right? Yeah. So you have to be cognizant of that. And the two ways about that are literally stand up, walk back well before they get in that range. Like, make that a habit. Even micro step walk backs, and back roundhouse, which pretty much should be your default, to be honest.
Yeah.
A lot of players are going to be struggling with that. Hell, I even struggle with it against Elena players. So, yeah.
Yeah, no, it seems like instead of taking that micro step back, you would cover that area while also retreating. It seems really powerful.
Yep. So, yeah, I guess that's part one.
I feel